So we were just talking about a work situation where somebody's training somebody and the person wasn't quite understanding it, and the person who's training that person was trying to convey the message, but the other person was triggered and felt like an idiot. They said, "I'm not an idiot."
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I was just looking for my tripod, and this is something you helped me with, where you'll rub me, give me a little ribbing on it, but then you'll also clarify with it, and that helps me a lot in those moments. And we don't always get those moments, but a lot of times it's a subtle thing that person, that employee is being sensitive to something because they have their own trauma. And when somebody's feeling that way, if you can soften it that way, like, I didn't call you an idiot, and I can see that that's a sensitive topic for you, or there's something there.
Yeah. So this is one of the members of our Path to Enoughness group who wrote to us because her employee, that she's training a new employee, the employee snapped at her and said, "I'm not an idiot."
Right.
Now, there's two things happened. Our member who wrote to us, she was activated and really upset by her employee's response.
Right.
And her employee also was obviously activated by either the training style, the communication style, or the way that she felt like she was being an idiot.
Right.
And came to her own defense to say, "I'm not an idiot." Like, I'm not sure who she's mad at or yelling at here.
Right.
Was she really yelling at her
common
supervisor?
trauma response.
Yeah. Or she's really angry at herself, or really felt like an idiot, and that she should have known how to do this by now.
Right.
So there's this whole package I'm going to set aside, because it's not what we do. Is that whole supervisor training, like how to communicate with employees in a way that helps be more coaching and more nurturing in a positive way. And it doesn't mean that they can't still be activated because the new employee has a trauma history.
Right.
And we know that because everybody has a trauma history.
Everybody has a trauma history.
The stuck emotions of something is still running her show.
Right.
So there's that. So we have to give her some grace and know that that's also true. And then, so for our friend that wrote to us, there's something there that's activating you, and that's why you wrote to us. So I think in the work that we do, we wouldn't pretend to be just smart enough to guess at what that is. We don't ask a lot of questions about trying to dig, as an archaeologist, trying to figure out what is your trauma history that could be activating this.
Because we know we don't know.
We don't know, and neither do you, and that's okay. So when we get beneath the logical mind, as we do with Graham, and find something always pops up that is shockingly important to this key issue. Right? So we get to the stuck emotion, or the root cause, and allow that to dissolve, because there's a trauma there, and the trauma isn't the event. The trauma is the emotion that's stuck, and so the stuck emotion is still available to dissolve, to flow. If it had flown, that too. Jesus. Emotions flow through the body and disperse. Some things become a traumatic experience because the emotional experience got stuck.
Yes,
Did not get
like a log
metabolized
jam.
in the body.
Yeah.
Yes, the log jam. So we can still find that log jam in the body and dissolve it now. And the factual memory is still there, but the emotional memory is different. And so that it no longer has to be an activating experience. It's no longer a felt, lived experience when something pokes at it.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
And so there's something there that we just want to dissolve. I don't know what that could be, but it's almost always something completely different. It's not your communication style. Maybe your communication style contributed to this, but why were you so activated and upset by the experience for a period of time afterward is more than, oh gosh, I got to work on how I talk with my employees. There's much more to it. It's like showing up elsewhere in your life, and let's just find the root cause and dissolve that. And then the habits are easier to change. Like your communication habits and style, so much easier to change.
Right. Yeah, you got to get underneath it.
Yeah.